If you really, really want it, yeah, all you gotta do is get up on the heels out. You know what I'm talking about. You know what's going on. And the heels out. All I want is for you. You to comment down below, will you? For you I'll make a sacrifice. So, Mary Jane went to one of the most dangerous countries in the world, Afghanistan. And she may not have gotten back alive. Which is crazy, and I'm glad that she's okay. But if you haven't been watching Mary Jane Byram, I think she goes by Mary Jane YouTube now. But I'm Mary Jane Byram on her Instagram. Go check her out. But she really recently went to one of the deadliest places in the country. One that's been at war with the U.S. for a while, but the U.S. recently pulled out of there, which is Afghanistan. They treated her with respect, and she said they wouldn't even let her use her own funds or her own money. And in this country, they have very little respect for the women. So much so that she admitted to taking a picture with a man and his family of boys. And she asked the man, did he have a daughter? The daughter comes out and she tells the daughter to get in the picture so we can see her. And she was the youngest, so she had to get in front. And she started crying. So it's really, really serious and dramatic over there. And hardly do you see the women just out and about. You must see men, 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 men. Even in her video, you see nothing but men, 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 men. But she was able to be with the Taliban, which are high-profile threats, allegedly, to people from the U.S. And, you know, Mary Jane is a world traveler, so she's not really saying she wants to come back to the U.S., so she's not really fond of the U.S. or whatever. But she was able to see a lot of cool things. But the crazy thing is, they would not take her money, which was crazy because I'm like, are they like planning to target her later or what? You know, it was just very ironic because she said that's one of the poorest countries, but yet they were giving her nothing but free stuff. And at one point, excuse me, she had on some Yeezys and she went to this temple and they tried to take her shoes along with the other people there. And she had to have the Taliban to get her merchandise or whatever, which I found that to be weird. Like, why would somebody take somebody's shoes unless they're just so poor and they don't have the ability to buy shoes of their own? Because the shoes were definitely used and worn, but they did not want to give back their shoes and try to act like they don't remember them dropping the shoes off, and the people were trying to say that the shoes was theirs. I thought was kind of weird, especially for activity that goes on at a temple. Because when you think about temples, you think about places being holier than thou, you know, special, godly, you know, stuff like that. So the fact that they went to a religious ceremony, a religious place, thinking they can drop off their shoes and put their trust in somebody they don't know until they are able to come back out. Because I guess in a place, you know, it's holy ground. Some places with spiritual practices, they want you to leave your shoes on the outside because they claim the place where you're going is holy area, holy ground. And when she tries to come back to get her stuff at this same holy place, there was an argument, there was a dispute. And the only way she got her shoes back was because the Taliban, who she talked to frequently and who allowed her into this place to walk with her, talk with her, demanded that they get their shoes back. And it was a plenty of time that the Taliban did look out for her, make sure she was being treated okay and so forth. They allowed her to film, and they even let her take a photo. She was really like the darkest one there, and a lot of people were standing her, not really necessarily because she was dark, because she was just a visitor, and they were saying that they normally don't get visitors. And even in the video, it had one place where the U.S. soldiers had left a lot of their items so that you could see uniforms for sale, shoes for sale, and stuff like that when they had packed up and left Afghanistan for sale. And everybody seems to be happy that, you know, the U.S. is no longer over there. So anyway, I feel like they treated her with respect for the most part, even though they said in certain places that the Taliban were more dangerous and guarded as far as how they treated people. Because it was one time she had to take a 16-hour or more hour drive to get to a particular location, and she said she couldn't even see 2 feet in front of her. Like, it was just fog everywhere. And they were telling her that she needed to hide her merchandise and her money because if the Taliban found it, they would confiscate it. But due to the fact that nobody could see in front of them, they were not there, so she was able to come through. And I was just like, wow, why are they accepting so much of this woman? Like, I know she travels, but they don't accept the women in their own country. Why would they accept this woman to, you know, be toured around, to do the things that women in their country were not allowed to do? You know, I didn't see no other tourists there. Excuse me, henceforth, why I said that they treated her like royalty, and so many people were shocked that she was actually there. And then it kind of made me wonder, like, were they in shock because they knew the inevitable was going to happen? You know, like, people don't come there for a reason, or that she was more in danger than what she knew. I don't know, because maybe people don't go there for a reason because they know that it's a very dangerous place. And on top of that, I don't even understand why she wanted to go, but I feel like she did a good job on filming it. But it definitely was putting her life in jeopardy. And she said everybody wanted to talk to her. And a lot of people wanted to come back to the U.S. with her, wanted her to take their children, which is sad to me because that means that things are not going very well over there. And they wanted their young people to come to the U.S., which is also, you know, sad, but it's also kind of like, would that type of people be envious of a person from the U.S. or wherever because they're having such a hard life that they want to send their kids away from it? And this person from there is coming over there and denying their child or their family members that opportunity, you know what I'm saying? Which is crazy to me. And then on top of that, they probably have done their research on this woman, know who she is before she comes there, and knowing that if you're able to travel the world, you got to have some kind of income, some kind of money. I don't know. But she said things are going very well. Then out of the blue, she gets hit by a vehicle. And I'm trying to figure out how in the world does that happen? You of all people just randomly get hit by a vehicle. Now, true enough, it could be an accident, but I definitely don't think so. And maybe that's why people were so freely giving her things, because maybe they knew they were going to get it back, or maybe they knew she was going to get robbed later, or maybe they knew that she was a target. I'm not sure. And true, I could be overreacting, but to me, I just think it's very random that people know you're over there at their country. You're the only black person walking over there. The Taliban is aware where you are at all times because they make sure that you're taken care of. And they know your whereabouts at all times. And you happen to get hit by a vehicle. A moving vehicle. Not no bike. Not no toy truck. A actual moving vehicle. You get hit. Now, keep in mind, God was with her. Because, to be honest, I got hit by a moving vehicle before. But I know that some people don't survive that. So, and I know sometimes it's hard to see. People are driving, and the driving is really crazy over there. There's like, it's like no rules. Like in most international places, a lot of times you just drive how you want to drive. There's no, direct way to drive. It's easy to get hit. But of all people, I feel like she was the same color, it wouldn't happen so freely. But because she's a darker person, and maybe people know who she is, she gets hit. What's to say she would have got robbed? I don't know if she did get robbed or whatever, because to be honest, she was in pain. She said that she was screaming. She said people were trying to touch her, and she had to let them know, leave me alone, don't touch me. She wasn't trying to be rude, but she's like, do not touch me. And then she didn't know if she had broken bones or whatever. And she ended up going to the hospital. And yeah, you may be like, see, she's okay. But I just think it was really weird that she got hit by a moving vehicle. I'm sorry, nobody else got hit, but she did. Like, how does that happen? And to be honest, I think she was just walking. I don't think she was in any vehicle. She was just walking. So if you see somebody walking, you're just going to hit them? Or if you see a car coming, all these people around her looking at her and not going to say, move out the way? And then she had to go to the hospital? And I feel like when you get hit, the last thing you're worrying about is your money, your goods, where is everything at? But let's just say that she wasn't supposed to make it back home. And let's just say that all the money that she had would have been left in Afghanistan, and everything that she owned left back in Afghanistan. I feel like she's lucky. I feel like an angel was definitely watching over her, and she needs to be counting her lucky blessings, because I feel like she actually could have lost her life in one of the most dangerous countries of the world trying to film and not made it back. But you let me know.
Why you gonna do me like that? DK his ass, we out, we out. DK his out, we out, we out. Why you gonna do me like that? Gotta go right now. Gotta go right now. When the party stay lit, it's hard to leave, gotta leave his house. Gotta leave his house. Stay up, stay lit. You a vibe right now. You a vibe right now. Don't have to go home, but you gotta get the heck on out the door. Gotta get the home heck on out the door. Until next time I see you, let's go.